p.m. on the East Coast, you know it's time to talk sports with Fumble Sports. Wonderful to have you on this Saturday. We have a full slate of MLB to get to. We have a full slate of WNBA to get to. We have a mock draft. We have fights going on tonight in the UFC and boxing that will both get our attention. We're going to go through all of our picks. We're going to go through all of our fantasy plays. We're going to give you research and hopefully help you guys out to cash a lot of tickets. So welcome to Fumble Sports. As we say every day, we are a sports content company built by a sports fan for sports fans, and we are so grateful to have real sports fans join us every single day to get good picks, fantasy plays, and of course, do a mock draft. Now, make sure you're following us and make sure you're subscribing across all of our platforms. So make sure you hit us up. We are on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Kick, Instagram, and Twitter. So make sure you follow us across all of our platforms, no matter when you watch, no matter where you watch. Fumble Sports is putting out sports content for real sports fans like you. Rants, picks, fantasy plays, and everything you need to get the most out of your daily sports viewing experience. Welcome in, everybody. So excited about the Saturday that we have in front of us. I know we're a few weeks away from football, but for a July Saturday, this is loaded. Baseball, WNBA for those who like to bet on it, and some prime time heavyweight fights. So excited for the action tonight. But before we step into tonight's action, we always do like to review how things went down yesterday, give out the results of our picks, so we can always take stock of how things have gone. Overall, we went 46-34. Not bad, not quite the percentage we want. MLB games went 16-8. MLB props, not what we wanted there, 26-24. Did really well in the WNBA once again. Our only WNBA prop that we missed was one that was our in-show research play. Got some encouragement from a viewer. It didn't quite go our way. But we've been on a hot streak with the WNBA, so starting to feel like we're finding some patterns there. Our parlay plays are what disappointed. Those plays that are minus 200 or worse. Our long ball, long shots of the day, though, did really well. Those are players we think are going to hit a home run. We give those out every time we hit 2,000 likes. Those cashed really well. Stealing and sharing went 1 for 7. Your celebrity picks went 6 for 9. Let's look at how your celebrity shot picks did yesterday and shout out those who had a good day. I want to shout out Top Dog, went 2-0. Nice job by Top Dog, as well as Jorge, who went 2-0. Those were the only two who had a clean slate. And just to take a look at some of the records across all the shows that we've done here at Fumble Sports, I know a lot of you like to keep track of how your records have done. Check out Jorge. Jorge now has a record of 53-31. He's sitting at 63.1%. Very nicely done, Jorge. Wanted to shout you out. Dante's making his way up to 500. Wanted to shout him out. Top Dog, 58% you hit at, going at 47-34. Well done by Top Dog. I know a lot of you guys tune in every single day. Give your 2 celebrity shot picks. Love the fact that you guys participate in the show. Make sure you share those over the course of our show today, because once again, we have a lot of work to do, a lot of picks to give out, and hopefully a lot of picks to receive from you guys over the course of the day. We're going to clear out our results from yesterday, because that's old news, right? We got a new day of games, a new day of opportunity to cash in on some sports betting. So we clear out our stealing and sharing picks. We give those out every time you guys share the channel. We give out a player we think is going to get a stolen base. Long ball, long shots of the day. Every time we hit 2,000 likes on TikTok Live, we will give out a player we think is going to hit a home run. WNBA, full slate like I mentioned, so we'll definitely touch on the WNBA later in the show. And of course, a lot of MLB. This is a full Saturday of MLB, and we are going to give out a ton of MLB game picks over the course of the show. I'm going to jump right into it because I want to give out some picks for you guys just to get us going. Mike, great to see you, by the way. I know it's been a minute. Let me give out some picks for the first game that's going to go off today, and that game is going to actually be at 3:07, so no games will start while we're on the air, so we'll be able to give out a lot of picks over the course of the show, touch on every game, don't feel rushed. If you guys have questions, we can get to all of them. Angels and Blue Jays goes off at 3:07 as first pitch. Tigers and Marlins, 4:10. Those are the only 2 afternoon games. After that, Phillies Pirates starts off the 7 o'clock games. Nationals Mets goes next. Guardians and White Sox. We have a Bailey Ober Jordan Lyles. It is a Jordan Lyles day for all those who are curious about which day of the week it is, and when the Twins play the Royals out there in KC. Red Sox play the Giants at 7:15, an afternoon game on the West Coast. Cubs play the Cardinals at 7:15. Also at 7:15, Rays and Astros. Yankees and Orioles had an unbelievable game yesterday. We called it wrong. I thought it would be a more offensive game. It turned out to just be a 1-0 game, but a fabulous baseball game. Orioles ended up winning. They have game 2 of that series at 7:15. 7:20 is the Brewers and the Atlanta Braves. At 8:10, moving into the 8 o'clock window, Mariners play the Diamondbacks. A's play the Rockies out there in Colorado. A's had a really good offensive day. We could see them doubling down on that today. At 8:40 is the Rangers and the Padres. Last game of the night at 9:10 is the Reds and the Dodgers. Really good game. Reds ended up coming up with the win. We didn't see it that way yesterday, but Luke Weaver on the mound, he gives up a lot of home runs. Will we have some long shots of the day coming out of this game? You'll have to see over the course of the show. You'll have to tap that screen. So that's the schedule across Major League Baseball. Really quick before we get into some of our picks, I also want to look at the weather. You guys know we go to ballparkpal.com, a really good site for simulations, looking at weather factors and how they're going to impact baseball in every ballpark, how it's going to impact the offense. So just looking across these games, obviously the A's and the Rockies expect a lot of offense, no shocker there. But across the board, maybe not as high as we would have expected in late July. So I'm not sure how we're going to see on overs and unders. We'll have to talk about certain games where we could see the over, but not across the board is it universal. In fact, there are a few games that we could consider the under on. We'll touch on a few of those. Looking at that Red Sox-Giants game, we'll touch on that in a little bit. But just giving you a sense of the weather across the board, which games could see a lot of home runs, which ones won't. Look at that Reds and Dodgers game. 18% implied probability up on home runs. Yankees and Orioles, plus 11%. Obviously, we have this A's and Rockies game. We'll keep our eye on that. If you guys want any of our DFS plays, make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Once you go to our website, just scroll on down. You can get a ton of good information while you're there. Our DFS lineup. Our trend plays, that's all the data behind some of our favorite trends of each game. That's great data that you can find. Additionally, we also look at the best hitter-pitcher matchups of the day. Yes, Pete Alonso, we're going to talk a lot about you over the course of the show. So appreciate all of you guys being with us. We're going to throw out some picks right now to get us going, and then we're going to talk about some of your celebrity shot picks as well. First place we're going to start, we are going to go to the Angels, Blue Jays, and we are going to take the over 8.5 on that one. Want to make sure that's the lowest price that I can get on it. You guys know Butt Fumble Sports is looking for the lowest price. 9 is where we see it right now. 8.5 is where I thought was the only spot I could get. You could get it at 8, but that's not where I'm going to take it. I will take it with the hook. Over 1.5 right here. They've split on this the last few games, but Alek Manoah on the mound, everybody. This is a Reed Detmers Alek Manoah game. For those who are loyal viewers of the show, that's Reed walked Detmers, and at this point, Alek Manoah, 2-8 record, a 6.10 ERA, just disgustingly bad this year. I don't know what happened to him between 2022 and 2023, but whatever he did, he is a different pitcher, so we definitely see some offense in this game. I'll take Angels, Blue Jays on the over 8.5. We're not done, though. Angels, Blue Jays, yes to a run in the first inning. I feel like that's an obvious one again, Alek Manoah. I'll even give out a long ball, long shot of the day. If he plays, I know he got pulled late in the game. At this point, how can you not just put down Shohei Ohtani against Alek Manoah? Feels like an obvious play. Just want to quickly show if he comes up. I'd be curious to know, is he in the lineup today? I haven't seen just yet, but over half a home run, 28% implied probability, plus 250 on the odds. This is a no-brainer for me. Additionally, can I get him on over half a hit? Yes, I can. 70%, minus 235. I'll throw it on the board. That's Shohei Ohtani over half a hit. leg of a parlay. I am curious to know if over half a strikeout's available. It's not one that maybe would be a popular. Oh, it's at 1.5. Too bad. At this point, Shohei Ohtani on over half a strikeout is a very safe play, as well as his offense. But want to give out just one more play related to this game. I will take the Angels first 5 on the money line. I thought about taking the Angels on the money line, but I could see the Blue Jays offense coming back later in this game. But with Alek Manoah on the mound for the Blue Jays, you got to feel confidence in Reed Detmer being the better pitcher, especially through the first 5. So do I like the Angels over the course of the game? Probably a tick yes, but I prefer the play on first 5 innings, so that's what we're going to give out. Those are a couple of plays. A prop bet will also give out. Let me give out one more related to this game, just because he was on my radar. I will also give out for a long ball, long shot of the day, Mickey Moniak. Maybe a surprise to some of you guys that I'm liking him on a home run, but 19% implied probability, plus 440. Again, I'm going to take this one, so I'll throw up a couple Angels for a long ball, long shot of the day to get us going. Every time you guys hit the like button, every time you guys tap that screen and get us up to 2,000 likes, we'll give out another home run pick. Wanted to give out a couple just to get us rolling, because I am so pumped for this Saturday of sports. You guys know Butt Fumble Sports just loves talking sports whenever we can. Over half a hit, minus 200. Can I get him over half a base? Probably not. No, I can't. So I'll take the over half a hit at minus 200. Again, I'm really just fading Alek Manoah. Over half a hit here. It is a leg of a parlay. Now, we have a loaded Saturday of sports going on, and it's not just in Major League Baseball or WNBA. There is so much going on. NFL has kicked off their camps. Everybody is practicing today, but also there are some great fights tonight. If you love boxing, if you love UFC, this is a night to buy the package, to go out to the sports bar, to get with your friends. This is one of those nights, everybody, because there are 2 of the best fights that we've had, and they just happen to come at the same time. We're going to hit on those, but we've got a celebrity shot pick that's coming in from David. And David's pick is going to be UFC tonight. He is taking Lewis. David, I just want to know how you're taking Lewis. How are you taking Lewis on that fight? That's Derek Lewis. That fight is against Marcos Rogerio de Lima. That's a UFC 291 heavyweight fight. Also curious about that. He's also going to take Earl in boxing. He's taking Spence. Earl Spence. That's Spence Jr. versus Crawford. This is one of the great fights. He's just taking Earl Spence to win. Let me know if you're just taking Derek Lewis to win, or if there's a particular take on it. But guys, this is one of those nights, guys and girls, this is one of those nights where you definitely want to be putting some action down on some of these fights. Let's get Mike Oxlong up on the board. Welcome back, Mike. Let's see what your picks are. You're taking Luis Arise over half a single and yep. Over half a single. Hi, Sung Kim over. Over half a single. Good plays from Mike. Oh, it's over half a hit for Kim. Smart. Yeah, I was about to be like, man, taking a bit of a risk there. But I do like that play. Let's look at those for just a quick second. By the way, David O'Connell, love the picks that you're putting out there for betting on the UFC and on boxing. I'm kind of caught. I really want to take Spence, but I think Crawford's going to win. Like I'm torn so down the middle. I just can't wait for this fight tonight. It is definitely the one that's going to have my attention the most. Luis Arise over half a single. This is available, and this is a decent play at minus 210. I'm going to take it as well. It is not a non-chalky play. It is chalk, so unfortunately we have given out a few chalk plays to start the day, over half a single, but we'll give out plenty of non-chalk plays, don't worry. Additionally, you are also looking at high... This is a good pick. By the way, the over half a single is not a bad play in and of itself, but the over half a hit, again, this is chalky at -2.5, but I do like it as well, so I'm going to take it as well. Over half a hit. Chalk City. A lot of chalky plays so far today. We'll get to a lot of non-chalk plays, so don't sweat it. Diego, 50% chance of rain in Pittsburgh. Thank you for letting us know. Elliot Robinson, celebrity shot pick. Okay, Elliot, I do not want to be a call-out guy. I don't want to be one of those people because I love your participation. However, I will say this. The fact that you are taking the Blue Jays on the money line is actually inspiring some confidence in me taking the Angels on the money line more. I'm not trying to be that guy, but Elliot, you've had a tough run of it. That's all I'm going to say. Mike Oxlong, you are up on the board. Aaron's taking Crawford all the way. Let's put Aaron's up here. Aaron is taking Crawford. Boom, you're up on the board, Aaron. Top Dog, we were praising you earlier. Good overall celebrity shot record. You are taking Phillies, first 5 on the money line, and you are taking the Dodgers, yes to a run in the first inning. Abso-frickin-lutely to yes to the run on the Dodgers in the first inning. That is absolutely on our board as well. No doubt about it. In fact, I gave out picks for the first game of the day. I'll give out picks now for the last game of the day. So, the last game of the day, I'll give out 4 picks for this game. I like the Reds, Dodgers, yes to a run in the first inning. I'm totally on board with that, Top Dog. That's a strong play. Not even a question about it in my mind. I like the Dodgers, first 5 on the money line. I like that one as well. Additionally, I would take the over. I'll put the over next to the run first inning. But I'll take Reds, Dodgers, over. I want it at like 9.5. That's really the line I want to take it at. I'm betting it's closer to 10.5 right now. It's 10.5 right now, but that's at -104. Butt Fumble Sports is going to scooch our little pooch back a little bit. We'll take that at over 9.5 at -140. What a nice play. By the way, I could take this at over 8.5 at -200. I'm going to do both of those right now. So I'm taking the over 9.5. I'm also going to take the over 8.5, and it's a leg of a parlay. But do I think these two teams are going to both score 5 runs, at least score 4? Yes, and I think it's going to be a 5-4 game at the worst. So maybe my over 9.5, maybe I sweat it a little bit. I don't think so. I think it's going to be closer to probably a 7-6 game, 7-5 game, but given the weather there. But I'll also take the over 8.5 because I want to be on the other side of this. We've got a lot of good, I believe, parlay plays going. You could just package 2, 3, 4 of these together. Might have some good plays overall. Last one that I wanted to give out on that one. I do like the Dodgers on the money line. I think the Dodgers win this game. Luke Weaver on the mound for the Cincinnati Reds. He gives up a lot of home runs. Kind of stands to reason that we're going to believe that he's going to give up some home runs to this loaded Dodgers offense that's only getting better with Ahmed Rosario joining. He had a big night last night. Diego's got a pick. Let's get Diego's pick up on the board. If you guys have a celebrity shot pick that you want up on the board, we keep track of your record every single day. Pereira, you're taking just him on the money line? Nice. If you guys have celebrity shot picks, throw them in. Additionally, we are going to be doing a fantasy football mock draft at 1:30 today. So no interviews today. We don't have any guests coming on the show. So if you guys just want to get picks the entire rest of the show until 1:30, that's what we're going to do. But we have a ton of fun coming at 1:30 as we give out once again we do a fantasy football mock draft. If you guys want to participate in that mock draft, just DM us on Instagram. But Fumble Sports on Instagram. If you hit us up on Instagram, we'll share the link with you guys. You can get in on the fantasy football mock draft like you do every single day. And Diego has already hit us up. Diego, that is coming at you fast and furious like Vin Diesel. So if you guys want to get in on this fantasy football mock draft, I've already claimed my team. Today, we try to do something different every single day to help you guys out no matter what kind of league you're in. So today is going to be a standard scoring league, no PPR. This is a non-PPR league. We're going to do a 12-team snake draft, non-PPR. So if you guys want to get in on this fantasy football mock draft that we will be doing at 1:30 Eastern time, so in about 70 minutes, everybody, if you want to participate, just DM us on Instagram. El Pinche, also known as Diego's in there. Ben Barnes, my great nemesis from past mock drafts, is in there. We will see if Ben Barnes gets the better of me today. Make sure you guys hit us up on Instagram. That's Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. Or if you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, there should be a link pinned to the live stream. You can hit that link. Takes you right to Sleeper. And obviously, you can sign up for the mock draft, claim your team, and participate in that mock draft. Again, that mock draft is going off at 1:30 Eastern time, so about 70 minutes. You guys can be a part of it. Just DM us on Instagram or hit the link across our platforms. With that said, let's get to giving out some more picks, everybody. And I've been doing this more and more earlier in the show. If you guys have research, by the way, or you guys have questions, more than happy to give them out. Is Trout out for the season? I will change it to LA. Elliot Robinson, I'm not trying to discourage your play because now I don't want you flipping sides on me. But that said, I actually think what we're doing is we're fading Alek Manoah. And why are we fading Alek Manoah? Because he has been dog poop on your porch in the summertime right now. He stinks. He is he's just dreadful. And with that said, Ben Barnes, who's coming to us live from YouTube, Ben is putting out Alek Manoah over 4.5 hits. 4.5 hits allowed. That's a really good play. Is it only 4.5? I would maybe jump on this as well. Let's see how the trends are. I think Ben is up to something here on YouTube. I think that's a good call, Ben. He also is taking the Tigers Marlins over 7.5. We'll throw that one up on the board as well. Just want to get our research board loaded up here. Again, we use Outlier for our research. Outlier does a great job of allowing us to use data analytics to dive into the trends that are really important across the sports world every day. Let's go to Alek Manoah. And let's go to hits allowed. 57% implied probability on the over 4.5. It's going off at minus 135 on DraftKings. Count me in, Ben. I am taking that as well. Not one that I had prior to the show, but one I will also tail. Over 4.5. Hits allowed, and it's a non-leg of a parlay. Given how he's been pitching, I will absolutely take it. Let's just dive into the trend a little bit. Interesting. It's a bit hit or miss. But at home, it's been a good trend. When it's missed, it's been at 3. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to believe that he's just going to continue to struggle. So, Alek Manoah, we're fading you hard on the board. Let's also get another pick, though, from Ben up on the board, and that was Tigers Marlins over 7.5 runs. Over 7.5. That's not a game I'm touching on the total. Not one that I had my eye on, but Ben likes it. There you go, Ben. Good calls on your picks. If you guys want more of my picks, make sure you hit that live goal confetti. Every time you hit the live goal confetti, you drop the confetti, I drop MLB game picks, and I am loaded up with MLB game picks. We've already given out a bunch already, but don't worry, we have a bunch more to give out. Another participant in our fantasy football mock draft is going to join us. Just got a link. If you guys want to participate in our fantasy football mock draft in about an hour, make sure you DM us on Instagram, and that way you can claim your team and participate in our 12-team non-PPR snake mock draft today at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, let's get to some more work in giving out picks and giving you guys good information so you can cash in on some good opportunities today. Let's do some reverse engineering on walks allowed. This is one of our favorite things to do every day. We try to find the best opportunities to take pitchers who are going to have over 1.5 walks, over half a walk. We usually don't go for the 2.5, but it is a very special day. Yes, it is a Jordan Lyles day for those who want to fade the Kansas City Royals. We'll obviously talk about that in a little bit. But it is also a Reed Detmers day. And for those who watch the show frequently, we call him Reed Walk Detmers here. And you can see why. He's on the bump. The over 1.5, it has chalky odds. That just tells you all you need to know. This is cashed in 8 of the last 10 games and has an implied probability of 67%. Reed Walk Detmers. Boy, do we love to see him. Hate to see him go. He walks them. Looking at the trends over the last... this season, just look at the season. He has hit this in 5 of the 7 starts that he's had on the road. This is cashy. This is absolutely cashy. So, for me, I am putting this on the board. I know it's chalky, but we are going to take it. That is Reed. I'm not going to put the Walk Detmers, but we know who it is. Reed Detmers over 1.5 walks allowed. Let's put the leg of a parlay symbol next to it because it is that minus 200 or worse. But then let's go find some more reverse engineering walks allowed plays that'll be advantageously under that a minus 200 spot. Hunter Brown, minus 190, minus 188. That's a good spot to take him. 65% implied probability. This is cashed in 7 of his last 10 games. How about at home? 4 straight starts. Cash. Let's get Hunter Brown up on the board over 1.5 walks allowed. And he's going up against the Tampa Bay Rays. I know they strike out, but they get some walks as well. So Hunter Brown, looking at you, buddy. Brian Wu. Now, I'm a big Brian Wu guy. Big fan of him. Let's see if walks allowed, though, is a frequent play. Hasn't had too many starts in the majors yet. So only one of the 2 times that he has gone over this total has been on the road. It's just not a good enough trend. I can see it hitting against the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks are a patient team. They do a good job of getting walks. So if you did take Brian Wu, I certainly wouldn't discourage it, but I'm not going to put him on my board. That said, I do like Brian Wu as a discounted DFS play today. I think he's a really good start, given the opportunity to take him compared to some of the other guys who might go off at a higher price. If you guys want to check out my DFS lineup, make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, slide on down, and you can go check out that DFS lineup for today, giving you the players that I think are going to have the best day. We've cashed in 6 of our last 9 games that we've given out, or days that we've given out the DFS. Yesterday we just missed, unfortunately, Will Smith, 0 for 5. Travis Jankowski, 0 for 5. Those 2 beat us down. But other than that, we actually had a good day. So I was just disappointed that those 2 couldn't bring us to over cashing amount. That way we were in the positive. So anyways, our DFS lineups have, though, been very consistent of late. So if you want to go check those out, go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Let's continue to get at those reverse engineering plays. But first, Elliott Robinson is also going to jump on Bryce Harper over 1.5 total bases. So let's get Elliott Robinson is going with Bryce Harper over 1.5 bases. You are on the board with your 2 celebrity shot picks, Elliott. Everybody gets 2 celebrity shot picks every single day. So make sure you share with those with us no matter where you're watching. Just like Dante. Dante is one of our great loyal viewers. Dante, hope you're having a great day. Good morning to you. Your picks on the day are Tyler Wells over 1.5 walks allowed. We were just doing our reverse engineering, so we'll have to check that one out in a bit. You're also going with Quinn Priester over 1.5 walks allowed. Not gonna. I always think of Office Space when I get a name wrong. Sam did not gonna work here anymore. Anyways, Dante, Tyler Wells, Dante, love the 2 picks. Let's continue looking at those reverse engineering plays. Taj Bradley at 63% implied probability. How has this been on the road? Decently consistent, but not quite enough. I think this could hit against the Astros. Keep your eye on it. If you wanted to play it, again, I wouldn't discourage it, but not going to make my board. Tyler Wells, this is one that I do like, and you can see why. You can see why Dante jumped on board with it. It has been very green the last month. In the month of July, actually, every single start he's gone over 1.5 walks. At home, though, very curious. Not great at home. I might not take this just because at home, not as good a play. The only reason that I would be encouraged by it is it's the Yankees. And the Yankees are a high walk team, especially with Judge in the lineup. They are much more disciplined. So I will take it, but my confidence level on this is about 55% as opposed to maybe a 65% where it would be if we just saw a better track record over his last few starts at home. I'm just going to say yes to it. I'll say yes to the walks, so over for Tyler Wells, but it is a little bit dicier than you would think, actually. Tyler Wells over 1.5 walks allowed. The only reason, again, that I'm taking it is I actually have more faith in the confidence. I have confidence in the Yankees to get those walks, maybe more so than I'm kind of fading Tyler Wells. Jordan Lyles. Jordan Lyles actually has not been a very good over 1.5 walks play. I think he's a bit of a trap in that regard. So I know we're going to fade Jordan Lyles in other ways today, but Jordan Lyles is not someone that I would take on over 1.5 walks. I actually think that one's a bit of a trap. I'm not saying it can't hit. I'm saying the trend doesn't suggest it's a good play. So just something to keep your mind on. I know a lot of you guys are like just jumping on board with hating on Jordan Lyles. It's more hating on the Royals when Jordan Lyles plays. But again, we'll talk about that in just a second. I want to get through these reverse engineering plays. Luke Weaver. Luke Weaver, again, kind of hit or miss. You can see not a great consistent trend, but how about on the road? Yes, it is. 4 out of the last 5. So we will take Luke Weaver on over 1.5 walks. And next one we're going to go to is the other one that Dante was selecting, Quinn Priester. No real data on him outside of just a handful of starts, but those 2 starts, he's given up walks. So I do think this is a good play. Quinn Priester over 1.5 walks allowed. Yeah, Top Dog brings it up exactly. Aaron Judge walked 3 times yesterday. And additionally, when Aaron Judge is in the lineup, pitchers pitch the rest of the lineup differently. This isn't just based off of 2023 observations. This is over the course of his career. So when he's in the lineup, the Yankees are more disciplined because they can hunt for fastballs. When Aaron Judge is out of the lineup, there are more breaking balls. There are more kind of corner on the black pitches. They can't be as selective. They start to hack a little bit more, but they are much more disciplined when Judge is in the lineup. So yes, I do like that overplay with Tyler Wells. That's why I go there, even though Camden Yards, he actually has been pretty good at keeping his walks down over maybe the last 5-6 starts. Are there any other walks allowed plays that we like? Bryce Elder. Bryce Elder's been very consistent on walks, 5 out of the last 6. How about at home, though? Not as consistent. This might be a bit of a trap. We're not going to take this one for just that reason. Kind of interesting. Looked like a good trend. Maybe not so much. Yu Darvish, 5 straight games. 6 out of the last 7. But at home, 2 straight games. I'll give it to him. And those were both 3 walks. So he might be our last one on these reverse engineering walks allowed plays. Yu Darvish, over 1.5 walks allowed. I do like that one. Paul Blackburn, 57% implied probability. This is hitting 3 straight games. How about on the road, though? Not a good trend. Not a good trend. Jameson Taillon, not a good trend over the last 5 starts. How about on the road? Has hit in 2 straight games on the road, so you may want to consider Jameson Taillon over 1.5 walks. That's actually a decent play. at minus 125. Not going to put it up on my board, but just keeping an eye on it. Adam Wainwright. Adam Wainwright shut us up. I was talking junk about him last start. He pitched much better. Walks, though, have been fairly consistent. How about at home? 3 out of the last 5, but 2 out of the last 3 this hasn't hit. I will stay away from it, just a little bit cautious. But if you faded on Adam Wainwright, wouldn't talk you away from it. Last 1.5 play that I see that even interests me, Julio Teheran, hasn't been strong enough over the course of the season. So, those are all of the picks that we have given out for the reverse engineering walks allowed plays. Elliot is asked, Arctic Tiger, let's get some celebrity shot picks on the board. We'll look at Tyler Wells on strikeouts really quick, and then we'll do some celebrity shot picks because I can see those celebrity shot picks are coming in. Tyler Wells on strikeouts today, 4.5, 56% implied probability on that, minus 120 on the odds, minus 128, which I like. Hasn't been a great trend. Didn't cash against the Yankees when they faced earlier in the month. 3 out of the last 5 in Camden Yards, but I'm not going to take this one. Just not enough of a reason to take it. Again, probably the biggest reason I'm not taking it is with the Yankees having Judge in the lineup, sure, maybe they're more susceptible to an extra strikeout because he does whiff sometimes. But overall, I think they're a better offense, so I'm not going to go towards Tyler Wells on his over strikeout total. Let's get some more celebrity shot picks up on the board. Keep in mind, everybody, when the calendar turns to August, we will do a celebrity shot contest, a non-chalk celebrity shot contest. So make sure you guys join us every single day for every single celebrity shot pick contest opportunity. Let's get Arctic Tiger is going with Kyle Schwarber, the pride of Indiana University, over half a home run. He homered yesterday. You're also going to take this one I like. This one, love it. Francisco Alvarez. Yes, sir. Alvarez over half a home run. Is that what are you taking him on the homer? Because if you are, no, you're going to take the over 1.5 hits. Okay, smart. Over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. And Arctic Tiger, I know sometimes you take kind of a longer shot approach, and I certainly applaud that. Not discouraging that. You know I'm all about those plays as well. But Francisco Alvarez over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, bravo. Amen. Love it. And I'm putting that one up on my board because it's actually one that I had prior to the show as well. Over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. I totally agree with you on that play. Think it's a really strong one. Francisco Alvarez and the New York Mets are facing Patrick Corbin today. By the way, over half a hit for this, minus 220. I'd actually take it. I'd double down on it. So Francisco Alvarez over half a hit. Yeah, sure, it's chalky. I think they're going to own him. I think they're going to own Patrick Corbin. I think Alvarez, I think Alonso, I think they're going to own Patrick Corbin today. So I'm taking Alvarez on over half a hit. I'm taking him and I'm tailing Arctic Tiger on over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. I am totally about this play today. Absolutely love it. So make sure you guys are aware. And where are we with that like button? Hope you guys are tapping that like button because I've got a long ball, long shot of the day that I'm just itching to give out right now. I'm just dying to give out. So make sure you're tapping that screen. Make sure you tap that screen. While you do, let's get Diego's other long shot up here, and that's going to be J.D. Martinez. Ooh, very attractive play right there as well. Love that call additionally by you right there because J.D. Martinez, I've got 2 long ball, long shots of the day to give out. I'll just give it out because you said it. I'm with J.D. Martinez as well. I'm taking him on a dinger as well. Love the call on this. Luke Weaver gives up home runs. J.D. Martinez has good numbers against him. I'm taking it. Over half a home run. 24% implied probability. Plus 310. Love it. Taking it. Additionally, let me also look at over half a hit. Yes, I can. Just too chalky. Wouldn't do it. Over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. over 1.5, minus 140. Definitely taking that play as well. So, J.D. Martinez, over 1.5 hits plus run the screen. Let's get up to 2,000 likes really fast. Let's tap that screen, everybody. William, great to have you in the show. What do I mean by chalky? I actually am kind of referring to like a college basketball bracket term. What I mean is like the favorite. It's a heavy favorite. So it's the equivalent of if Duke's a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament and they end up in the Final Four, we say that's a very chalky bracket, or it's a very chalky, as in it went with the favorite. I use chalky in that term, so that's what I mean when I say minus 200. It's a term that we've made up here at Butt Fumble Sports, but it's a way of saying it's a very heavy favorite play. You're getting it at minus 200, minus 220, minus 250. It isn't attractive to put down as a single bet for the most part. You're not getting a good enough return. If you're putting down $10 and you're only getting $4.50 in exchange, really not a good bet for us. So that's why we're saying you want to package those together. You want to obviously kind of put together a couple bets. So if you have a bet that's minus 200 paired with a bet that is minus 250 paired with a bet that's minus 275, you combine them together in a 3-leg parlay, becomes a really good play. Shifts from being a bad bet on its own to kind of a good bet, and we encourage those kind of 2, 3, 4-leg parlays. So William, so happy to have you joining the show. Make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe, make sure you're part of this unbelievable Butt Fumble Sports community, because we're live every single day at 12 p.m. Eastern when we don't have a medical emergency like we did earlier this week. So we're live every day at 12 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you join us. And of course, we're here to help you guys out in every way possible. User 8457, Reed Walk Detmers is on our big board. We went through our reverse engineering just a few minutes ago. And yes, those are all the pitchers that we think are going to go over 1.5 walks allowed. Arctic Tiger, you are hitting on another player that we love today. You knew we were going to bring it up. On Wikipedia, I'm sure if you looked up Patrick Corbin right now, who his daddy is, it says Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso owns, he is responsible for the well-being. He spanks him when he's naughty, Patrick Corbin. Pete Alonso absolutely owns Patrick Corbin over the course of his career. So yes, Pete Alonso is another long ball, long shot of the day that we're giving out. I know we haven't hit 2,000 likes just yet, but we are just dropping long ball, long shots of the day because we love it. So when you guys tap the screen, we'll give out even more. But Pete Alonso, over half a home run, 26% implied probability, plus 290. Look, I know he hit 2 home runs yesterday. I know that usually when a guy hits 2 home runs, are you saying, really, you're going back to that well to get a pail of water? The truth of the matter is ownership. Ownership. He absolutely sees Patrick Corbin well. It's a great righty-lefty matchup. 40 at-bats against him. Massive sample size. But he's hitting 5 home runs against him. 5 home runs and 40 at-bats is crazy. By the way, La Cub, bank it. La Cub, love seeing you. Big shout out to La Cub. Love his content. Love what La Cub does. Make sure you guys go follow La Cub as well. Big shout out to him. Love what La Cub does. Thanks for feeding the show with that Frankfurter. So everybody, make sure you go check out his content because he's a baller as well. Does a great job giving out great gambling information, sports betting information. But we're still focused on Pete Alonso. You can't get the over 1.5 hits. You can get 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs. No. 1.5 bases is going to have to be the play. I will take the over on it. That's Pete Alonso over 1.5 bases. I'd also look towards over half an RBI. If we can get it, it's worth taking. Given his history against Patrick Corbin, it's probability-wise, it's not a good play, but it's coming in at even money, and I just showed you the ownership that he has on Patrick Corbin. I'll just bank on it. Pete Alonso over half an RBI. The one other thing I'll say about this is Pete Alonso, over the course of the season, he's had his injuries, he's had his ups and downs, but historically in his career, when he gets locked in, he can get red hot. He is like, we talked about the other day, Max Muncy. When Max Muncy starts hitting home runs, they come in bunches. Pete Alonso is a very similar hitter. The fact he hit home runs yesterday doesn't discourage me today. We're going with Mr. Met, Mr. Polar Bear, Pete Alonso. Let's get Lock Hub up on our Celebrity Shot big board. Lock Hub giving out his pick as well. Going to the UFC tonight. On the money line, Alex Pereira. On the board, cash it. UFC lock of the day. Lock Hub, giving you locks, giving you great plays. Lock Hub, love hearing from you. If you guys want your favorite picks of the day put up on our screen and shown to the world to let everybody know just how smart you are about your sports picks, make sure you share your 2 favorite picks with us. We put up your 2 favorite picks every single show, so whatever they are from across the world of sports, you get it. Can I give a long ball, long shot with a 3rd round KO, TKO? Sure, absolutely. I'll give you a little bit of love, David, because you're giving us a little bit of extra info. I'll just put this in some extra brackets over here so we know it's a long ball shot. The long ball shot when it comes to a KO, and that's Lewis, 3rd round KO, TKO. That's a plus 3,300. Whew. Love it. Love it. So, if we think David O'Connell out there in our viewer, in our audience knows what he's talking about, he's giving out a good play, sure, I'll put a $10 on it and see if it comes down. Why not? Why not? Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Again, for all of those who didn't hear us earlier, we will be doing a fantasy football mock draft at 1:30, a 12-team non-PPR fantasy football mock draft that you guys can be a part of. Just DM us on Instagram, Fumble Sports on Instagram. Hit us up. We'll share a link with you guys. That's going to happen in about 45 minutes. DM us, Fumble Sports on Instagram. We'll share the link. Hit it. Go claim your team. And at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time, you guys can participate in this 12-team non-PPR mock draft. We're trying to do a mock draft every single day of different sizes, different scoring to help you guys out. I know you're in a lot of different leagues, some smaller, some bigger, different scoring systems. So we want to give you good understanding of which player to take in which round, which rounds are kind of driving a run on a certain position, when you should take certain positions, how you should build your bench, which players to target, which to avoid, how you should play, which picks, if you're in a certain picking position, if you're 10th in a 10-man league, if you're in the middle of a draft, how should you approach this? So we're here to help you guys out for all of your fantasy football preparation. So make sure you guys DM us. That's Fumble Sports on Instagram. DM us. We'll share the link with you guys. You can get in on the fantasy football mock draft that we will be doing at 1:30 p.m. Again, that's Fumble Sports on Instagram. Now, we've got a bunch more picks that I want to give out before then. So, I'm going to give out a rip of more baseball picks. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. Let's give out a bunch more picks. Now, the Dodgers is the last game of the day, so I'll kind of leave that as the bottom here. And we'll just rip through a bunch of these other picks. Let's go to the Marlins. I'm going to take them at plus 1.5 just to make sure. If I could take them at 2.5, just seeing it. Marlins. Oh, the Marlins turned into a favorite, but at plus money. So, the alternative line is at the plus 1.5. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is not what I wanted at all. So, I'm going to rip it off the board. I saw it at plus 1.5 earlier in the day. Can't take it because I don't like the odds. I don't like the line that it's set at. Not worth it to me. By the way, this is me pulling back the curtain. If there's a bet I don't like, I don't stick with it. I don't feel any obligation to a bet or a pick. I can rip it off the board. I don't need to throw my money around. So, I'll go in another direction. I'll go Phillies, first 5 on the money line, Aaron Nola on the bump. Yes, sir, I absolutely will take that. I know there was a celebrity shot picker earlier in the show that took the Phillies, first 5 on the money line. Top dog, we're thinking alike on both of your picks today, so we are in the exact same state of mind. Mind meld right there. I will also take the Phillies on the money line as well, just doubling down on Philadelphia today. Let me give out a few more picks for you guys. I will take the Twins on the money line because it's a Jordan Lyles day. When Jordan Lyles has pitched for the Kansas City Royals this year. They've only won one game. Not just one of his starts. He has one win, yes, on his record, but the Royals have only won one game that he has pitched this year. Shockingly bad. Additionally, the Royals won yesterday. When the Royals win the previous day, they have the worst win record the following day in Major League Baseball. This is a no-brainer. Bailey Ober on the mound for the Minnesota Twins. He's been a really good pitcher this year. He has a sub-3 ERA. Bailey Ober versus Jordan Lyles. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely taking the Minnesota Twins on the money line and not even thinking about it. It is just running to the book. That said, I am kind of curious about Royals plus Royals on the run line. Right now, Royals plus 1.5 is even money, which means I could really bump this up. Royals plus 3 is minus 190. The Twins aren't covering this, so I actually love this play. I'll take this one. I'm going to take Royals plus 3, so if they lose by 3, it's a push. But I'll take the Royals plus 3 at minus 190. I actually think that's a really nice way to be on both sides of that game. You got the Twins on the money line, but to take the Royals at plus 3, I think that's going to be a 1-run game, a 2-run game at worst. I still think actually Royals plus 2.5 is a good play as well. I'd take that one as well. So I know it's a Jordan Lyles day, but I also think you could cover on the Twins. I just think the Twins on the money line is the right play. So you can see I'm kind of on both sides of things. Arctic Tiger, we already got your 2 celebrity shot picks up on the board, but Arctic Tiger is also giving out right now. He likes Rafael Devers. To hit a home run today. Devers to hit a home run today. 15% implied probability, plus 550. If you took it, you're getting great odds. Why is that the case? I'll show you. It's because the weather in that game is god-awful. We talked about it earlier in the day. If you go to ballparkpal.com, home runs, likelihood of home runs is down 30% in that game. Likelihood of overall runs is down 8% in that game. That is the worst across Major League Baseball. I'm not taking any home run calls in that game. You couldn't pay me to take a home run pick in that game. I don't care what kind. His change to Alec Manure because he has stunk up array. Was first inning home run just like yesterday against Alec Manoah? Absolutely I could. Additionally, Reed Detmers is someone who could give up a run in the first inning. So that's why I like it. I feel very strongly about that one. I feel like a 58% confidence level on that, 60% confidence level on that. That's why I like the run in the first inning, Richard, on that game. Jorge, welcome into the show. Great to have you join the show. Let's get Jorge's pick up on the board. Jorge is going to go with Twins first 5 money line. Yep. Twins first 5 money line. Good call, and the reason that's a good call, I'm not going to put it up on my board, but the reason that's obviously a good call is because we're fading Jordan Lyles specifically. We're saying he will be the reason that the Royals don't win the game or get behind. Don't disagree with that, and I especially think Bailey Ober could pitch well in this game. We will touch on some players for some player props in that game in a little bit, so make sure that you stick with us because we're going to go through a rip of players that we think are going to get a strikeout, players we think are going to have a bad day. We'll also go through a rip of players that we think are going to have a good day. That said, when you guys share the channel, we give out stolen base picks, just like LRK425 just did. LRK425, great to see you in the show. Let's give out a stolen base pick. Whit Merrifield. Whit Merrifield on a stolen base. Make sure you guys are participating in the show. When you tap the screen and get us to 2,000 likes, we give out a long ball long shot of the day. When you share the channel, we give out a stolen base pick. And obviously, when you hit that live goal confetti, we give out one of our favorite MLB game picks of the day. Now, with that said, Whit Merrifield, let's look at him for over half a stolen base. Whit Merrifield against Reed Detmers, that's what we're going for. Reed Detmers not great at holding runners. Whit Merrifield leads the Blue Jays in stolen bases this year, especially against left-handed pitching, even better. So, 27% implied probability, plus 270 on the odds. I love that on a stolen base. If I think he's going to get a stolen base, he's got to get on base. Can I get over half a base? No. How about over half a hit? Unfortunately not. So, it's a little tough because I could see him getting walked. Reed walked Detmers, the over half a walk at plus 210, kind of attractive to me. Over half a single as well, kind of attractive. Both of those come in at decent odds. I kind of want to take both of them. I'm just like itching to take Whit Merrifield on over half a walk, over 1.5 hits, or over half a single rather, but I'm not going to. I'll talk myself out of it, but if you guys did, I certainly wouldn't disagree. Jorge, why did they start putting Whit Merrifield at the top of the order? Exactly to what I'm talking about. He has become a really good contact guy. He has a good batting average. He's getting a lot of walks. Additionally, he's stealing bases, and the stolen base is far more prevalent in today's MLB. 2023, the reason we give out stolen base picks every day is because teams are running again. With the new rules, without the shift, with how the pitch clock and the limitations on throwing over to first base, teams are stealing. So Whit Merrifield at the top of the lineup. At this point, George Springer is swinging for the fences more than he's trying to get on base at times. Whit Merrifield is a good guy, almost a classic like 1990s, 1980s, 1970s contact on base guy. Get him on, get him over, get him in, get an early lead. That's why Whit Merrifield's at the top of that lineup. That's one of the reasons I like him today. Again, I like over half a single. I like over half a walk. The over half a walk is really attractive to me. I'm not going to take it, but I'm just letting you guys know at plus 210, that might be a good play. I'll only take Whit Merrifield on over. Actually, Whit Merrifield on over half a run might be a good play. Let's look at that really quick. Over half a run for Whit Merrifield, that's actually one I will take. That's cashed in 5 straight games. Minus 110. I will take that one. That's a place we can finally take him. Whit Merrifield over half a run. Over half a run. And those over half a run plays have actually done us pretty well over the last few weeks with Ronald Acuna Jr., Mookie Betts, guys where you can't really find a good spot to take them on over half a hit. 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Those get wiped off the board. Those over half a run plays have turned into a very cashy ticket for us. We have given out a ton of MLB game picks, but we will give out a lot more. Tap that like button, tap that screen, and of course, drop some confetti. Correa, Julian, Kirilloff, having a good day. Let me go to my notes really quick and see if I agree with you. The answer is, on one player, I completely disagree with you. There is one player that you mentioned that I completely disagree with. And because I disagree with you, Arctic Tiger, it gives me a good opportunity to actually give out a player that I really like today in terms of having a bad day. And we're going to go through a rip of players right now, everybody. So now that we're almost to the top of the hour, let's go through a rip of players that we think are going to have a bad day. But before we do, Top Dog, did you already give us 2 plays? Yeah, you did. Top Dog also likes Brian Wu under on strikeouts. Interesting. But I'm going to go through a rip of players through that I think are going to have a bad day. Guys I either think are going to have a strikeout or who are going to go under 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Are you guys ready? Let's do it. These are for player prop bets and guys we think are going to have a bad day. I'll start with Carlos Correa. I think he's not going to have a good day. Over half a strikeout, minus 190. This is cashed in 4 of the last 5 games, 7 of the last 10. It's a 66% implied probability, and he has bad numbers against the starting pitcher that he's going to be facing today. He actually has bad numbers against Jordan Lyles. Believe it or not, he does. Carlos Correa, over half a strikeout. It's not a leg of a parlay, so it's perfectly a good play. I'd also go under 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs. It's set at 2.5. It doesn't deserve to be at 1.5. I think he could have an 0 for 4 day with the strikeout. Maybe a walk. Maybe he does get a single. I don't see him getting to 2.5 here. I don't see him having 3 hits, runs, RBIs combined. Not a good chance of it. So I'll also take Carlos Correa under 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. So I think that's a good play. Hammer Vice, let's get your celebrity shot pick up on the board. Hammer Vice is jumping in the celebrity shot pool. Get a hit run RBI. I understand why Hammer Vice is doing that. Pete, this one. Make sure you guys are tapping that screen. Let's get up those likes because I have more long ball, long shots of the day to give out. Definitely want to give those out. But we're not focused on guys who are going to have a good day right now. We're focused on guys who are having a bad day. Carlos Correa is where we started, but I do my research every day on players that I think are going to have a good day and those who are going to have a bad day. Love to give them out. Let's keep it going. Hunter Renfroe. Over half a strikeout. It's minus 240. Might be a bit too chalky for you guys. I'm taking it. Hunter Renfroe over half a strikeout. It is chalky, but I'm going to take it. He has bad numbers against Alek Manoah. Guys, get those likes up to 4,000 likes, and we will give out some more long ball, long shots of the day. Let's go to Javi Baez. Javi Baez, you are Mr. Consistent, it feels like, when it comes to strikeouts. Over half. It's cashed in 4 of the last 5 games. I'll take this one as well. Javi Baez. Javier Baez over half a strikeout. Again, this one is also, unfortunately, the leg of a parlay. Not too bad, though. Minus 210. Let's keep going here. Riley Green. Riley Green on under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. The over has the better implied probability. I actually like the under, though. Riley Green under 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. Doesn't have good numbers against the starting pitcher. That's why I'm doing that. Let's move on to the next player I think is going to struggle today. Andrew McCutchen. I like him on under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. More than strikeouts. I'm actually not as crazy about him when it comes to a strikeout today. I like him on under 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. Let's go to the next one. This is for a strikeout. Now, I think he could have a good day. Don't hear me saying I don't think he'll have a good day. Just hear me say I think he could strike out once today. That's Francisco Lindor. I think Francisco Lindor will strike out today. I think he could also hit a home run. I think he could also have a 2 for 4 day, a 3 for 4 day, drive in a run. I don't think he's going to have a bad day. I think he's just going to have a strikeout. So I'm making that little bit of note here. So Francisco Lindor, over half a strikeout I will take. He has been strikeout prone against Patrick Corbin in his career. Let's go to the next player that we think is going to strike out today is Jake Berger over half. Nope, it's over 1.5. That's too bad, so we'll take that. Let's go to the next one here. Andrew Vaughn. And with Andrew Vaughn, I'm looking at 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, and I'll take the under. So that's Andrew Vaughn. Under 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs for Andrew Vaughn. Let's go to the next player that we think could have a bad day today, Yoan Moncada. Under 1.5 hits, runs, RBI, 60% implied probability. This is cashed 9 of the last 10 games, 9 times, as the principal in Ferris Bueller's Day Off would say. Yoan Moncada, under 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. Tacking that one up on the board. Let's go to another play. Next one we're going to look at is MJ Melendez. Bad numbers against Bailey Ober. Under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. By the way, you notice the under on these? Not bad odds. Not bad odds whatsoever. Under 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. MJ Melendez, minus 120 on the under. That's not a bad play. We've got a bunch more to get through, so I'm just ripping through them right now. Let's go to Joey Gallo. Joey Gallo, can I get him on over half a strikeout? Probably not. It's probably 1.5, but if I could take it at the half, nah, too bad. Usually it's set at 1.5, but you try. Let's look at J.D. Davis. J.D. Davis of the Giants. Unfortunately, the strikeouts not there. Okay, next one, Wilson Contreras. Wilson Contreras, no, not available. Let's go to Brendan Donovan. Brendan Donovan on this one, I like the under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. It's 2.5. This is a great bet. This is a great bet. He has bad numbers against this pitcher. This is a great bet. Brandon Donovan, under 2.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. I jump all over that. That's a good play. We continue to rip through some players that we think are going to struggle today. We are giving out a ton of player prop bets today. If you can't tell, we are dropping a ton of picks. By the way, our fantasy football mock draft is in 25 minutes. If you want to be a part of it, DM us on Instagram, Fumble Sports on Instagram, and we'll share a link with you. Tyler O'Neill, over half a strikeout, not a good play. Let's go to the next one. I'll jump down. I think Cody Bellinger could strike out today. Cody Bellinger, over half a strikeout. I think that could happen. Cody Bellinger, over half a strikeout. Sounds like he's not going to be traded. Sounds like this winning streak of the Cubs is keeping them interested in holding on to him for at least a little bit longer. Let's go to Randy Arozarena, over half a strikeout. Unfortunately not. That's 1.5. Let's go to Anthony Rizzo. Anthony Rizzo, over half a strikeout, minus 290. Just too chalky for me. The odds are too long on that one. Don't like it. What about DJ LeMahieu? Over half a strikeout, minus 140. That's a good play. DJ LeMahieu over. DJ LeMahieu over half a strikeout. That's a really strong play. 7 out of the last 10, 4 out of the last 5, minus 140 on the odds, and bad numbers against Tyler Wells. That's a good one. Additionally, Giancarlo Stanton probably set at 1.5. Yep, can't take it. Now, I did like the under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs for Adley Rutschman. Adley Rutschman, I see him going under today. I know the over is the stronger play. Not going to put it up on the board, but just wanted to show it to you. Another one, Austin Hayes. Austin Hayes, under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. That's a good play as well. Not going to take it, but just showing it to you. That's another one I would consider. Let's keep going really quick. Final few on the players I don't like today. Then we'll flip it over to the players that I do. Matt Olson, over half a strikeout, minus 205. Absolutely would take that. Matt Olson, over half a strikeout. Let's give out 3 more. I have 3 more negative outcome kind of plays. So let's go with Xander Bogaerts. Xander Bogaerts, under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. I would take this at minus 120. That's Xander Bogaerts, under 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. Let's go to Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor on a strikeout. Chris Taylor, not available. Let's go to Will Smith. Will Smith. And we're taking him on under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. It's at 2.5, even better. Even better. Will Smith, under 2.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. I love that play at minus 160. Really good. So those are all the player prop bets that we just dropped on negative outcomes. Players we think are going to have a strikeout, going to go under their hit run RBI total. So a lot going out there. Hammer Vice, we tried to show you guys that you can get them on a number of sports books. There are places you can take it. Alex Bregman on over half a strikeout. That's an interesting one, Arctic Tiger. Not one that I'm taking, though. The Bebo, thanks for sharing the channel. Let's give out another stolen base pick right now. Next stolen base pick that we're going to give out. Let's give out a couple. Let's go with Lane Thomas. Lane Thomas, over half a stolen base. 16% implied probability, but plus 510. I do like this one. Lane Thomas, but I really like him on a player prop bet as well. Let's get Lane Thomas. Let's find a way to take that play in a couple of different spots. So Lane Thomas, can I get him on over half a hit? Yes, I can. Minus 220, definitely on that. Over half a hit, leg of a parlay it. Let's go to Lane Thomas. Let's also take 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. That I would take as well. Boom. Lane Thomas, love those two plays. Big on him today. Really good numbers against the starting pitcher that he'll be facing. Let me give out another player that I think is going to get a stolen base. Keep tapping that screen, everybody. Let's give out some more long ball, long shots of the day as well. Next one that I'm going to give out for a stolen base pick is actually going to be Luis Robert Jr. Don't think he's going to hit a home run today. He helped me cash a home run ticket yesterday, but I'll take Luis Robert Jr. on a stolen base. Over half a stolen base for him. 14% implied probability, plus 600, but he actually is second on the team in stolen bases. I love him on a stolen base play today. Hits, runs, RBIs, 1.5. I would take the over on that as well. Luis Robert, over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. Once again, guys, in about 20 minutes or so, we are going to do a fantasy football mock draft. If you guys want to get in on that fantasy football mock draft, make sure you hit us up on Instagram, Fumble Sports on Instagram, just like Jorge did. Jorge hit us up on Instagram, says, hey, let me get a link for that mock draft that you're doing at 1:30. What does he get? A link to the mock draft so he can go claim his team and get in on this 12-team non-PPR snake mock draft that we will be doing at 1:30 Eastern time. So if you guys want to get in on it, make sure you hit us up. Hammer Vice, thank you so much for sharing the love. If you guys want to get in on our fantasy football mock draft, we are doing it at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. So DM us on Instagram. That's Fumble Sports on Instagram. Fumble Sports on Instagram. DM us and we will get you in. Hammer Vice, we show you love too. Thanks so much, man. Don't even know what that was, but we appreciate the support. Because you dropped some love, let's drop some picks for you guys. I am going to go through a rip of player prop bets on players that I like to get a hit today, but let's continue to do some work on these MLB game picks. I'm going to go through a rip of them right now. Nationals, Mets, yes to a run in the first inning, and boy do I love this play. 60% confidence level, 65% confidence level on that. I would also take the Nationals and Mets on the over. I just want to see what I can get the over at for that game. Nationals and Mets is 9.5. 8.5 is what I would like to take. 8.5 is what I will take. So Nats, Mets, over 8.5 runs. Let's also go Mets, first 5 money line. And Mets on the money line. I'm just all about it. I'm just all about it today. I really am. On the other side, Mets, I can get them actually to cover because of where the odds are set. Not really, actually. Minus 1.5 is at plus 115, so. The Nats, could I get the Nats plus 2.5? I could get the Nationals plus 2.5 at minus 200. Just a thought. We're pretty heavily loaded on the Mets. You guys may not want to take all of those bets on the Mets, but maybe just one of them. But Hammer Vice showing us some love. Fernando, Diego's asked about Fernando Tatis Jr. I love him on a stolen base today. Fernando Tatis Jr., I really like him on a stolen base today. I'm going to give out some more MLB game picks, but let's quickly look at Fernando Tatis Jr. on a stolen base. 22% implied probability, plus 350 on the odds. And if I'm taking him on over half a hit, no. Hits, runs, RBIs, 2.5, no. Total bases, 1.5, no. I'm going to take him on over half a run. 61% implied probability. Hasn't been very consistent, though. I will take it on over half a run. Hasn't been a very consistent play. Just be mindful of it. No matter where you're watching us, make sure you follow us, make sure you subscribe, and of course, make sure you hit that like button on our video. But Fumble Sports, we really appreciate the support that you guys show us. So make sure you hit the like button on our video and make sure you're a part of this amazing But Fumble Sports community, whether you're watching on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, or Kick. Let's continue to give out some MLB game picks. I want to rip through a bunch of our MLB game picks. We have a lot of work to do in the next 15 minutes before we do this fantasy football mock draft. Again, if you want to get in on that mock draft, DM us on Instagram, But Fumble Sports on Instagram. I'm going with the Giants to cover +1.5. I am taking the Red Sox and Giants and taking no run in the first inning. I showed you the weather, not good for scoring in that game, not good for home runs. I will also take the Red Sox and Giants under 9.5. Now, I think the actual line on this is 8.5. Yeah, it's 8.5. I want it at the 9.5. Scooch that pooch back a little bit. 175 on the under. This is a good play. I'm taking this one absolutely under 9.5 for the Red Sox and the Giants. Let's continue to rip through some plays. Cubs, Cardinals. I'm going to take the over on this one. Over 8.5 on the Cardinals and the Cubs. Set at 10, so I'm really bumping it back, but the over 8.5 is going off at -175. 8 of the last 10 games, the Cubs have hit this. 7 of the last 10 games, the Cardinals have hit this. Wainwright, Jamison Tyone, those guys are going to give up some runs. I'll take the over 8.5. Let's keep going. I will take Yankees, Orioles, yes to a run in the first inning. Yes to a run in the first inning on that. I will take the Orioles on the money line, though. I am going to take the Orioles on the money line. Just want to make sure there is no better place to take it. Orioles on the money line, -122. Orioles -1.5 is going off at tough plus odds. I could get the Orioles +1.5 at -195. I'm going to go with that as well. +1.5, I can get it at -195, so it is a good standalone play. Going to continue to give out some MLB game picks. I have so many picks that were given out today. I like the Rays to cover the +1.5. Rays are playing the Houston Astros. I like the Rays to cover the +1.5 with Taj Bradley on the bump. The Brewers play the Braves. This is +1.5 right now. I would scooch this back, +2.5 to -165. Brewers have cashed on that line 9 of the last 10 games. So I would take this. That's Brewers +2.5. Brewers +2.5. Let's keep going, everybody, because I do like the Brewers and the Braves. Yes to a run in the first inning. Do like that one as well. But on the other side of things, Mariners, Diamondbacks, no to a run in the first inning. No to the run in the first inning. I would also take the Mariners first 5 on the money line in that one. Going to continue to go through all of my MLB game picks right now. We're almost done with all of them. Then I got some MLB prop bets to give out as well. Let's go to the Athletics and the Rockies. Yes to a run in the first inning. I'll also take the Athletics to cover once again. They covered for me yesterday. I like them again today. +1.5. That's the only place I can take them. I'll definitely take it. The +1.5 with the A's. We're wrapping up our final MLB game picks. I will take the Rangers and the Padres over 8.5. And I will also take the Rangers and the Padres, yes to a run in the first inning. And the last MLB game pick that I'm going to give out for the show is I'm going to take the Padres first 5 on the money line. So those are all of my MLB game picks that we have given out today. Boy, do we give out picks. We have given out a ton of picks today. So make sure you check those out. We will post all of those to our website at 2 o'clock today. So we're going to do our mock draft, but we are going to post all of our picks up to our website at 2 o'clock today. So make sure you bookmark ButFumbleSports.com. What's the name of the website? ButFumbleSports.com. You guys know what it is. It's ButFumbleSports.com. Make sure you go to our website, check out all of our content. You can check out our schedule for our shows, and of course get our DFS lineup. check out our trend plays of the day, check out the best hitter-pitcher matchups, but we will also post all of our picks up on our website. So if you missed any of the picks, we will give them all out. You don't have to go behind a paywall. You don't have to do anything. You just have to go to the website and go read. So with that said, we're not done giving out picks. We have some player prop bets that I want to give out. And specifically, these are player prop bets that are on the positive side of things. We ripped through a bunch of players that we thought were going to have a bad day. Let's be more positive. Let's be more optimistic. And let's show you guys a bunch of picks that we like on the cashing side of things. While Hammer Vice continues to take us around the world, show us some love, throw out that lightning. Hammer Vice, we really appreciate the support. We've got more picks to give out. So, with that said, let's go through some more player prop bets right now. And again, these are players that we like today. So let's set the bar at over half a hit. And let's go hunting, everybody. Let's go find some good plays. Along the way, though, let's actually start with some more fun because we haven't done enough fun today. Players I think are going to hit a home run. Max Muncy, I think he's going to go yard today. He's someone that I have up on the board. Manny Machado. Those are two guys that I like to hit a home run. Wanted to drop those guys on top right there. Let's go to Manny Machado on a home run. Let's kick it off with him. Manny Machado, over half a home run, 20% implied probability, plus 400 on the odds. Can I get him on over half a hit? Yes, I can, but it's too chalky. The odds aren't great on it. Hits, runs, RBIs, 1.5. That's what we're going to take. So we'll kick off our picks with players that we think are going to have a really good day. Manny Machado over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs, and you can put it on the board. Yes, sir. Let's go. Next one I gave out was Max Muncy. Over half a home run, 25% implied probability, plus 300 on the take. I mentioned Luke Weaver. He drops bombs. He gives them up. Over half a hit. This is a good play. 62% implied probability. So Max Muncy, over half a hit. Really nice play. I don't need to do anything more than that. You could do the over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, but it's not necessary. Over half a hit at minus 160. That's a perfectly acceptable bet all on its own. Now, let's give out some more picks right now on players I think are going to have a really good day. Next one that I'm going to put up on the board, Matt Chapman. Matt Chapman hit a home run yesterday. The over half a hit. Love this one. Matt Chapman, over half a hit. Taking it, non-leg of a parlay. The odds on that are minus 180. It's cashed in 8 of the last 10 games, 5 games in a row. Really like the play for Matt Chapman. Let's go to over for our next player, Miguel Cabrera. Not available. Let's go to the next one then. Spencer Torkelson. Over half a hit. Too chalky. The odds are minus 250, minus 245. For over half a hit, poo-poo. Not going to do that. Not worth taking. Let's go to the next pick that we want to put up on our board. We already talked about Pete Alonso, but there are some other Mets that we like as well. Mark Canha. Over half a hit for Mark Canha. Minus 220 on FanDuel. That's attractive enough. We will take that. Mark Canha, over half a hit. It is chalky, but minus 220. We can talk ourselves into it just a little bit. It's a little bit better. I at least think it's a little bit better as a play. So if you guys are interested in that one, there you go. Don't forget we're doing our fantasy football mock draft at 1:30, everybody. If you want to join our fantasy football draft in just a few minutes, make sure you DM us on Instagram. That's Fumble Sports on Instagram. DM us. We'll share a link with you. You can go claim the team. You can participate in our 12-team fantasy football mock draft. So hit us up on Instagram right now. That's Fumble Sports on Instagram. DM us, get a link, claim your team, and you guys can participate in that fantasy football mock draft today. Let's get back to doing our picks and smell the roses. Here we go with Mark Canha was our last one that we were giving out. Let's go to Jeff McNeil. He has hit really well against Patrick Corbin. It's 1.5 hits. How about hits, runs, RBIs? No. How about total bases? The over? Nope. Nothing we can really take here with Jeff McNeil. Too bad. Moving on from it, though. If there's not a good bet to take on somebody, I'm not going to force it. Let's go to the next one. Tommy Pham. Tommy Pham. By the way, Joe Warren, just saw that you want to get in on this fantasy football mock draft. It is on its way. There you go. Tommy Pham over 1.5 hits. Not attractive to me. I do like Tommy Pham on over half a stolen base, believe it or not. Plus 280 on this. So I'm not going to take him on anything else, but I will throw here Tommy Pham on a stolen base pick. I kind of like that one. So we've given out a couple stolen base picks. We do like this one here. Don't worry, we're continuing to go through the players that we think are going to have a good day today. Over half a hit, over 1.5 bases, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. The next one we're going to look at is Riley Adams, not available. Let's go to the next one. Candelario, over half a hit. This has been really good to us over the last few days. Taking it. Candelario, over half a hit. It isn't chalky because FanDuel is giving it out at minus 195. So a good play there. Let's go to the next one, everybody. Next person is Luis Garcia. Luis Garcia, unfortunately, over half a hit, not available. What about hits, runs, RBIs? It's 1.5. I kind of like this one. I'll take Luis Garcia over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. Tacking it on. Let's go to our next player that we like on over half a hit. Next player that we like for over half a hit. We talked about Lane Thomas already, so we're moving out of that Washington Nationals-Mets game, and let's shift over to Chicago. Benintendi, nope, no good plays. I thought about also tacking him onto a stolen base play. As well. Plus 700 on the odds. I like Luis Robert maybe a little bit more, but if you guys are considering another stolen base play, that is someone you may want to consider. Again, we're going through players that we are thinking are going to have a good day today before we do our fantasy football mock draft in just a few minutes. Frost is in there. Joe Warren is in there. Ben Barnes is in there. El Pinche, also known as Diego, is in there. And I'm in there. If you want to be in there, make sure that you DM us on Instagram. Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. We are going to do our fantasy football mock draft in just a couple of minutes, everybody. But let's continue to give out some player prop bet plays on over half a hit. Yasmani Grandal, over half a hit, minus 140. 4 of the last 5, 7 of the last 10. This is a good play. Yasmani Grandal, over half a hit. Very nice. Let's continue to go through. I've still got a bunch more to go through, so I'm going to go as fast as I can. Bobby Witt Jr. Bobby Witt Jr., unfortunately, not too many good opportunities here. Over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, probably the best one. That's what we're going to take. That's Bobby Witt Jr., over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. Let's keep going. Next hit play that we like. Next one that we're going to go to. Oh, there are a bunch of Chicago Cubs that we like. We'll get to that in a minute. Also, I got to go with Byron Buxton. Over half a hit for Byron Buxton. I'll take it. Byron Buxton. Over. I want to make sure he is. Christian Vasquez. Over half a hit. Chalky, unfortunately, at minus 200. Maybe that would be reason to not take him, but he's got good numbers against Jordan Lyles lifetime, so I will take it even though it's a leg of a parlay play. Over half a hit. I still have more picks to give out, so we're going to continue to focus on this, push back the mock draft just a couple of minutes. Yan Gomes, over half a hit, not a good play. Cody Bellinger, not going to be taking him today. It's Ian Happ I'm going to be taking. Over half a hit for Ian Happ, not what I want. Hits, runs, RBIs, that's what I want. Ian Happ, over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. Let's keep ripping through. Another one that I like here, Christopher Morel. Over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. I like it, but can I get the over half a hit? Yes, I can. Minus 200, that's what I'll take. That's Christopher Morel, over half a hit. Next one, Alex Bregman. I like Alex Bregman today, over half a hit. Someone asked about him on over half a strikeout earlier. Over half a hit at minus 185, I'll take it. Alex Bregman, over half a hit. Few more of these plays that I'll give out, and then we'll do our fantasy football mock draft. Just a few more that I want to give out. Next one I'm going to be touching on is going to be Harold Ramirez. Oh, not available. Let's go to the next one then. It's going to be Adam Frazier. Adam Frazier over half a hit. Oh. Adam Frazier over half a hit. Not good enough odds. Chalk odds. So not going to take that. Next one I'll go to is Anthony Santander, the hero from last night. Let's go to hits, runs, RBIs. 1.5 I will take. That's Anthony Santander over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. Next guy I want to take here, Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge over not 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, over 1.5 bases. Aaron Judge over 1.5 bases. That's the play I'm going to make for Aaron Judge. Have a couple more to get to. Marcelo Zuna. Marcelo Zuna on over half a hit. It's 1.5. Hits, runs, RBIs. It's 1.5. There we go. So Marcel Ozuna over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. Last one I'll give out. There are a few more that I have, but last one that I'll give out, at least for now, is going to be Ronald Acuna Jr. And I'm going to take him on the over 1.5 bases. Ronald Acuna Jr. over 1.5 bases. I can't help myself. I have one more that I want to give out. It's Juan Soto. Juan Soto, I want to take him on over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. That's the last one I'll give out for this stretch. Over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. Boy, do we give out picks here at Butt Fumble Sports. We give out so many picks. It is simply ridiculous, everybody. We give out so many picks. It is simply ridiculous. I do like Ian Happ today. I'm not big on Cody Bellinger. That said, I will give my picks and put them on the website at about 2:05, 2:10 whenever we finish our fantasy football mock draft. But guys, we have given out our picks. It is now time to switch on over and do some fantasy football work today. If you guys want to get in on this fantasy football mock draft, just checking, DM us on if you want to participate in this fantasy football mock draft. This is your last opportunity to get in on it. Just DM us on Instagram. Butt Fumble Sports, you can DM us on Instagram. We are about to do a fantasy football mock draft. While you guys are DMing us on Instagram, if you want to participate, we will get Jorge's last celebrity shot pickup on the board. Jorge is going to go with Manny Machado, and you are going to take Manny Machado over half a hit. That's over half a hit. I think that's a leg of a parlay. But there you go. We do like Luis Ariz on over half a single today, Jorge. Okay, it is about time to do some fantasy football mock drafting. So we've got Frost in here, Joe Warren, Jorge the GOAT, Ben Barnes, my nemesis, El Pinche, also known as Diego, and Butt Fumble Sports, the legend himself, right here. So everybody, welcome into our 12-team non-PPR snake mock draft. We do a different mock draft every day. Today's mock draft is going to be a 12-team non-PPR snake mock draft. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you for participating. Make sure you follow us. Make sure you subscribe and hit the like button on the video. It is time to get going on our mock draft. We are going to randomize the draft order. Beep, boop, 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 boop. Randomized. Okay, so new order is set. With that being the case, let us get underway. And wouldn't you know, Ben Barnes, you're drafting in front of me again. The villain is in position to draft off of me again. Let's go. And we are underway. Justin Jefferson is the first pick taken off the board. Very interesting. We're learning a lot every single mock draft. This is a 12-team mock draft, so we're learning a lot. Wide receiver. Rip on wide receiver. Diego goes Chase. Team 4 goes Cooper Kupp. Austin Eckler goes next. Ben Barnes now on. It's a non-PPR league, everybody. Keep in mind, non-PPR league. So interesting that wide receiver, a rip on wide receiver right now. Jefferson, Chase, and Kupp go fast. I know, Jorge. My nemesis is in front of me, Ben Barnes. He takes Nick Chubb. That's what I expected him to do. What is PPR? Hammer Vice is asking what PPR is. It's points per reception. It means you get an additional point for every catch that you make. This is a non-PPR league, so no extra points. That said, Rip on the wide receiver might have me a little bit concerned, but you guys know I care about the running back position too much. Non-PPR league, I'm still going to go with Bijan Robinson. Might be a bit of a reach here, but it means I'm just going to have to snag a bunch of running backs early in the draft. So my nemesis went with Nick Chubb. I'm going to go with Bijan Robinson. So a rip on running back after a rip on wide receiver. Travis Kelce goes next. He was number 1 on the board, so teammate takes Travis Kelce. I'm just opposed to taking a tight end with my first overall pick. I just can't do it. I can't justify it. I know other teams do it and may be successful. Travis Kelce could have a massive year, but there are other positions I value, running back and wide receiver over tight end. So if you're one of those teams that drafts Travis Kelce, congratulations. You got the best tight end in the league. I'd rather have an RB1 than a TE1. I know he really follows into like a Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase kind of place, so. Frost is on the clock. Let's see what Frost goes with. Elliott Robinson. There's no need to flag us. We're not doing anything wrong. Frost looks like he's going to be an auto draft. Who is the next best tight end? At least according to the big board, it is Mark Andrews. Hawkinson being third. By the way, this is not a snake draft. This is not a snake draft. I screwed that up. So this is not a snake draft. This is a whip around draft. So even worse, it's actually not what I wanted to do. So forgive me. We are actually going to stop down. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to end the draft. No, we got to keep it because we're already in it. So apologies for that. I screwed up. Not what we wanted. Yeah, my mistake. So this is a non-snake draft. A non-snake draft just makes it harder. Another draft. There are drafts that are like this. So we're going to play it out. Tony Pollard goes next. Just means Team 1 and El Pinche have the advantage. Joe Warren, I'm sorry, didn't mean to do that to you today. That's my fault. Joe Warren will make sure we overcome and compensate you with a good draft spot in the future. That said, this is another kind of mock draft. It's a non-snake draft. So this is a non-snake draft. This is just a different kind of draft. It challenges you. So, Team 1 took two good wide receivers, rather. Patrick Mahomes is off the board. Interesting. By the way, Joe Warren's the only one who really gets screwed by this, so sorry, Joe Warren. Definitely my apologies on that. Rip on wide receiver. I'm going to stay with the running back position. I can get Breece Hall. I can get Ramondre Stevenson. I can get Josh Jacobs. I'll go with Breece Hall, I guess. Kind of a risky pick, but I will take it. I just like getting my two running backs now. Rip on the wide receiver continues, though. Wide receiver is the position of this round, that is for sure. By the way, Joe Warren, Derrick Henry, and Travis Etienne aren't exactly terrible plays. So, funny how you're making the most of it, Joe Warren. Very impressed by your fortitude. Mark Andrews is off the clock. Najee Harris goes next. Olave, Josh Allen. Now we hit Jorge the GOAT. Jorge the GOAT, where are you going to go? He goes Ramondre Stevenson, good pick. Ben Barnes, I know where he's going to go. Jahmyr Gibbs, that's what I expected. I thought he would take the running back that I like. That said, I'll go wide receiver, and I will go with Devontae Smith. Feel good about that being my wide receiver 1. Teammates take Higgins. Now we get a run on quarterback. Lamar Jackson goes. Jalen Hurts goes. I think that's too early on a quarterback. I think round 3 is too early on a quarterback, even in a non-PPR. Joe Warren gets Deebo Samuel. Good pick by Joe Warren. Joe Warren's doing a good job. Team 1 now has Joe Burrow, so he has a loaded team for obvious reasons. He's getting the first pick in every round. That's my mistake in how I did this one, but there are some leagues that actually do it this way. El Pinche goes next. Jamar Chase, Tony Pollard, Najee Harris. Where does El Pinche go? You got to feel like he's going to attack the wide receiver or running back position. He goes Amari Cooper. Kenneth Walker goes next. Kenneth Walker in the 4th round. Interesting. Calvin Ridley. Team 4 takes Calvin Ridley. Definitely a wide receiver I would have had my eye on if he was still on the board. Jorge the GOAT, Ben Barnes go in front of me. Two very good drafters. So this is a tough spot for me. Just like Joe Warren, sometimes you get stuck in a bad spot in the draft. You got to look for value wherever you can, though. So we're in the middle of this 4th round. Jorge the GOAT, where is he going to go? Quarterback, tight end, running back, wide receiver. Where does Jorge the GOAT go? Hawkinson, interesting. The tight end position comes off the board. That is the 3rd tight end taken in the draft. Ben Barnes goes Keenan Allen next. Whew. Interesting spot right here. Not crazy about the wide receivers that are up there. Not crazy about the running backs that are up there. But I'll take Aaron Jones. I'll take a bit of a flyer on Aaron Jones. Team 8 took Justin Fields. I expected Fields to go in the remainder of the round. But I'll take a flyer on Aaron Jones, just thinking that he's going to be incredibly important in that Packers offense with Jordan Love. So I think there's an opportunity there. Prediction on where Chase goes with Burrow being out. I don't think it's going to impact the overall value of Chase. I still think he's going to be a top 5 pick. DeAndre Hopkins goes. Joe Warren, appreciate your fortitude in this draft. Joe Warren, you are definitely the MVP of this draft with getting the butt end of things. Team 1 takes J.K. Dobbins. First running back he takes, it's J.K. Dobbins. That's an okay pick, but not crazy about it. George Kittle goes next. Terry McLaurin, Miles Sanders. Jorge the GOAT now up. Jorge the GOAT. Wide receiver, quarterback, maybe another running back. Options for Jorge here. I feel like I know where Ben Barnes is going to go. So the question is, where does Jorge go with this pick? Very interesting. Now, in my head, I'm already building out contingency plans, assuming one of the players I want comes off the board. Jorge the GOAT takes Mike Williams. I'm waiting on Ben Barnes to take one of the players I like. It's kind of how it's been when Ben has participated in these mock drafts. But this is a good example of you have to have a backup plan. Just like the NFL draft, when a player gets taken that you really wanted, if you're a team, you got to find another place to go. Interesting. Ben Barnes went with DeAndre Swift. That wasn't where I was going to go. I was definitely looking at the wide receiver position, and I am going to go DJ Moore. In the 5th round, I actually think that's a good pick. In the 4th round, I thought it was a reach. In the 5th round, I thought it was a good pick. Kyle Pitts goes, the next tight end taken. So we have seen 5 tight ends taken so far. They have gone pretty much exactly in order. Joe Warren, next on the clock. Joe Warren went with Dalvin Cook. I really like that play, Joe Warren. Really like that one as a good safety pick for your backup, your 3rd running back. I think that's a really good one. Really like it. By the way, what is one thing no one is talking about? The fact that by sitting out, Dalvin Cook doesn't run the risk of injury, at least in training camp. One thing to think about. Trevor Lawrence comes off the board to Diego, also known as El Pinche. Dallas Goedert is gone. Another tight end off the board. Brandon Ayuk goes. Jorge the GOAT is now up. He takes Jackson Smith-Njigba. Really good pick. Now, love that pick. He's got some good wide receivers. Jorge, once again, having a very good draft. Jorge, really like the draft that you're building. Ben Barnes now going. Where's Ben Barnes going to go? He's in an interesting spot. He takes Madison. Good idea. I definitely thought you were going to go there. I've got to double up on another wide receiver. So I've got 3 running backs. I'm going to go 3 wide receivers. And I'm going to go Christian Kirk. Akers gone. Connor gone. Pacheco gone. So a run on running back. Michael Pittman goes next. Joe Warren, who gets the butt end of every round, still continuing to make good picks. Let's see where he goes with this last pick. Tyler Lockett. Switching over, we're now into round 7. Marquise Hollywood Brown goes. Hate that pick from Team 1, but that's an auto draft, so El Pinche goes. El Pinche took a quarterback last pick. He's gone in 2, non-primary positions in my mind with tight end and quarterback. So interesting building out the rest of that roster. He has now pretty much the starting roster. White, Montgomery, Kamara, the run-on running back. Getting your running backs so important. If you don't have 3 running backs by the end of round 7, I feel like you're in a terrible spot. Look at Team 8, for example. Look at Team 1, for example. Tough spot to be in. Jorge the GOAT, where's he going to go? He's gone back-to-back wide receiver. Feel like he could use a quarterback, maybe another running back. Maybe running back is the spot. The run on running back would maybe concern me because you could get really shut out at this point. Round 7, 5th overall pick, Jorge the GOAT. Where's he going to go? For all those watching this mock draft, make sure you like our video, make sure you hit the like button, and of course, subscribe and follow to Butt Fumble Sports across our platforms. Jorge the GOAT takes Jordan Addison. He took until the very last second on that one. Ben Barnes goes with Williams. 3 running backs in the row. He now has 5 overall, probably 1 too many. Could have used another position at this point. I'll look at quarterback. Not really crazy about the quarterbacks that I'm seeing, but when I've had the opportunity, I have gone with Dak Prescott and then a second quarterback. That's what I'm going to take. I just have to do it now. The run on quarterback happened much sooner than I thought. Once again, another draft in which quarterback is probably being overvalued slightly. Mike Evans, Tony Johnson go next. Waller goes, and A.J. Dillon. James Cook goes. So, variety of different picks here. Pickens goes. Team 4 takes Njoku. That's a good pick. I would have taken Njoku if he had been up on the board. Quentin Johnston goes next as Jorge continues to add those rookie wide receivers. Jackson Smith-Njigba, Addison, Quentin Johnston. Feel like Ben Barnes needs to go quarterback, tight end, maybe another wide receiver, but it's getting late early out here because he has way too many running backs. Gabe Davis comes off the board. You guys know probably where I'm going. Might be a bit of a reach, but I am crazy about Zay Flowers. Love that he fell to me right there. Thought Ben was going to take him. Michael Thomas might be a steal in round 8. Nice pick. Evan Ingram comes off the board to team 11, so the tight end position continues to load up for teams. Joe Warren, where's he going to go? Tough spot for Joe Warren here. He has maybe a run. Oh, he goes Brandon Cooks. I love that pick. Team 1 goes Charbonnet. El Pinche, also known as Diego. He makes some picks now. Let's see where Diego goes with his second pick of the 9th round. Make sure you're tapping that like button. Elliot, we will be doing college football picks as well. Joe Warren, I think Cook signing with the Jets, Dolphins, Patriots, or Bills would all make sense and would all benefit you. I think Dalvin Cook can end up being a steal. El Pinche goes Elijah Moore, not a bad pick. Brian Robinson and Herbert, 2 running backs, go off the board next. Jorge the GOAT has taken 4 wide receivers in a row, 5 overall, probably 1 too many for the moment. P. Ryan comes off the board. Freiermuth comes off the board. That's a good pick. Man, I'm in a tough spot. I'll take Dalton Kincaid. I'll go with the rookie. Freiermuth would definitely have been a consideration. Quarterbacks go to the auto draft. Oh, man. Team 8 has 2 quarterbacks now. Joe Warren takes Goff. The quarterbacks are going fast and furious now. You're seeing around round 9 is where a lot of these quarterbacks are going. Round 9. So interesting to note that at least for the auto drafting teams in a 12-team, non-snake, non-PPR, round 9 seems to be where they are drafting a lot of their quarterbacks. El Pinche is now on the clock. Where does El Pinche go? Final seconds for El Pinche to make a selection. He goes Cowboys defense. Absolutely a reach to go defense in the 10th round. I don't agree with what Diego did. Clearly a Cowboys fan or infatuated with their defense, but I think that's a reach. I think there are too many other positions of need. I feel like you're waiting until round maybe 12 to go after a defense, maybe round 13, but I think that's a bit of a reach. And I think always when you have a team select a defense, it throws off the draft. Are other teams going to start tailing that, start to go and chase after a defense too early? We'll have to see, but it's one that I'm not crazy about. Egg, is DK Metcalf a safe pick? I wouldn't say safe only because he does have a slight injury history over the course of his college and NFL career. But Egg, I absolutely like DK Metcalf, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. McKinnon comes off the board for Jorge the GOAT. Where will Ben Barnes go? He goes Aaron Rodgers, gets a quarterback. Not a bad one given how long he waited. That said, I'm going to double down on the tight end position, and I'm going to go with 2 rookie tight ends and just believe one of them is going to be a success. Actually, nah, as much as I was going to take Sam Laporta, I fake myself out. I'll take Cole Kmet. So I'll double up on tight end in round 9 and round 10. Sutton goes, Bateman goes. I was thinking Frost, that's a good pick. I actually think Bateman could be a good play. I know Frost is on auto pick, but I actually think Bateman could actually be a steal. Given the Orioles, given the Ravens have added so many other players, he might be a good play. Jamison Williams, Joe Warren taking a bit of a sleeper there, seeing if he can cash in on Jamison Williams. Damian Harris off the board. El Pinche back on the clock. He got his defense. He goes Sam Laporta. Nice play. Cousins gone. Geno Smith gone. Those were 2 quarterbacks I was looking at as a backup quarterback. Probably the position I'm going to be looking at right now since I already have. I could also use another running back. I haven't taken a running back since the 4th round, so there's something on my mind. Jorge the GOAT on the clock. Jorge the GOAT and Ben Barnes making their selections before I go. Tyler Algier, that's where I was going to go. Jorge the GOAT with a nice find. Ben Barnes takes Bryce Young. Interesting pick. I'm going to take Elijah Moore. I needed a running back, and I like the fact that it's San Francisco. Alan Lazard goes next. Dulcich. Then Daniel Jones. Jacoby Myers. That's a nice pick by Team 11. With the 11th overall round pick, that's not bad. Johnson goes to a tight end finally for Joe Warren. Thielen, Pickett, Beckham, Miller. So we are now in round 12. Jorge the GOAT, where's he going to go? Could he finally get a quarterback? Jorge the GOAT hasn't drafted a quarterback yet. Man, tough spot. If you're looking for a quarterback now, wow, Jorge the GOAT. He takes Russell Wilson, but wow, shocked, shocked, shocked. Ben Barnes will take Michael Mayer. We've now entered the final 4 rounds of the draft, which means I now do feel comfortable going after a tight end. I will take the 49ers defense. Second defense off the board. Once we hit the final 4 rounds, round 12, round 13, I could just see being a run on defense, so that's why I jumped on it. El Pinche took a defense in round 10. I thought that was too early. Round 12, though, rounds 12, 13, 14 are where I feel comfortable. Again, given that, Ezekiel Elliott just got picked by Team 3. He's visiting with the Patriots today. So Ezekiel Elliott, much like Dalvin Cook, could end up being a steal depending on which round you take him in. Jorge the GOAT took Russell Wilson with his last pick. Where is he going to go? He takes the Eagles defense. We've entered that part of the draft, round 13. Defense might be a good pick right now. Eagles goes next. Will Ben Barnes go defense? Will he go running back? He goes Jets defense. Especially with Kadarius Toney out, I'm hearing nothing but good things about Rashee Rice. He could be an absolute steal. I'll draft him as another wide receiver. Mostert, Johnson, and Sky Moore go next. Bigsby and the Steelers defense. Team 1 takes the first kicker. Notice the first kicker goes in round 14, and it's a rip of kickers. Round 14, 4 kickers in a row. Round 14, it tells you this is a round that's appropriate for a kicker. If you're drafting a kicker before rounds maybe 13, 14, you are making a mistake. So, if you're taking a kicker in round 14, it makes sense to me. Interesting, the rip of kickers, and still on the board is Brandon McManus. He's the one that I may like the most this year outside of Tucker and McPherson. Rip on kickers. Everybody is taking a kicker in this round. Every single team's taking a kicker except Joe Warren. Joe Warren, are you going to go against the tide? rip on kickers in this round 14. Every team in our mock draft took a kicker in round 14. That tells you all you need to know about where that round should be prioritized and where the kicker position should be prioritized. Giants defense off the clock. Final round for everybody, so interesting to see where the picks go. Egg, absolutely not. Ramondre Stevenson is an RB1. Doesn't matter who's backing him up. He is going to get plenty of touches, plenty of opportunities. And Egg, yes, we are live on YouTube. You can also check out all of our mock drafts. We do a mock draft every day. We post them onto YouTube. Different versions. Snake, non-snake like this one. PPR, non-PPR. To 8-man, 10-man, 12-man, 14-man leagues. They're all up on YouTube. Romeo Doubs drafted. It's clearly where the teams that haven't taken a defense yet are taking them. This is a time, though, to get the final picks of your team. So if there is a position of need, get on it now. Rondale Moore, not crazy about him. Gerald Everett, another good tight end, is up there. Again, Jorge the GOAT hasn't taken a tight end. If he took Gerald Everett, might be a decent play right now. Not a single tight end for Jorge the GOAT. He has his defense. He has his kicker. He doesn't. Oh, he does. He's got Hawkinson. What am I talking about? Never mind, Jorge. You got a good tight end. You took Osborne. Where will Ben Barnes go? Ben Barnes didn't screw up my draft like he normally does. I'm very happy about that. Maybe it's only in a snake draft he does that. Where will Ben Barnes go with his pick? The 6th overall pick of this round 15. He's gone defense and kicker. Where will he go? He goes Patriots defense, and he's doubling up on defense. It's not a bad idea. I think it could be a smart play overall. In fact, there are no really good defenses remaining. Otherwise, I might have considered that myself. But because there are no real defenses that I'm crazy about, might want to look towards another position. Once again, tight end. I have a lot of tight ends. Wide receiver. I have a lot of wide receivers. I'll take a bit of a flyer. I'll go with Jeff Wilson with the Miami. You know what? No, I'm not, because of the Dalvin Cook risk. Because Dalvin Cook might go to Miami, I actually like Jalen Warren more, so I'll take Jalen Warren, the running back. Team 8 goes defense. Team 9, Frost, goes defense. Team 10, defense. Team 11, defense. You're seeing round 14 was made for kickers. Round 15 made for defenses. And that is our mock draft, everybody. It went very fast. Want to give a shout out to Joe Warren. He got the worst of it because it was a non-snake draft. And so he was in the last pick every round. Still did a good job. Let's break down the draft pick by pick. Looking at it, Justin Jefferson. This team won. Really strong start. Jefferson, Lamb, Andrews, and Burrow. But Dobbins is your first running back. You don't get a second running back until James Cook and Charbonnet at 8 and 9. I think team 1 is too top heavy. If Jefferson gets hurt, if Burrow is injured, if Andrews' production goes down because of Flowers and Odell Beckham Jr., then this team isn't nearly as good as it looks, at least at first blush. El Pinche, Chase, interesting. Surprised you didn't go running back first, but that's fine. You got Pollard, you got Harris, 2 good running backs. Amari Cooper, Kittle, Lawrence. Think you might have been able to take a running back a little sooner. You could have waited on tight end. You could have waited on quarterback, maybe shifted up the priority to running back in maybe round 5, round 6. But overall, good starting lineup. I think Elijah Moore could be a really good pick. I thought you took the Cowboys defense too early. I think that was what was the mistake of the draft for me with your picks. I just thought he went a little too early on that Cowboys defensive pick in round 10. You could have waited. Sam Laporta I like, but again, probably could have waited another round on him. Pickett and Lawrence, interesting tandem. You got the McPherson defense McPherson as your kicker, and added Romeo Doubs in the end. Doubs could actually end up being a steal. So interesting, you got a good steal there. Team 3, McCaffrey, Mahomes, Olave. Love how he starts out with those 3. Kenneth Walker III, not a bad 4th pick. McLaurin, okay. Goddard, decent starting lineup overall. I know you're really asking Mahomes and McCaffrey to stay healthy. That's the real hope there. Brian Robinson, interesting pick in round 9. Cousins as the backup to Mahomes. I kind of like that. Beckham and Elliott. What are you building, the all-star team of the past? Very interesting there. and you took the Seahawks defense. Curious about that. Team 4, Cooper Kupp, Diggs, Allen, Ridley. So 3 wide receivers. Sanders, the first running back, just waited too long on running back. Do like Njoku there. That's a good pick. Geno Smith could be a nice backup. Boyd, that was a steal in round 13. That was actually one of the better picks of the draft, maybe. Butker was your kicker. I like that. Commanders' defense might be better than people think. Jorge did a nice job on his draft, as always. Eckler, love it. A.J. Brown, love it. Stevenson, Eckler and Stevenson might be the best 1-2 punch in terms of running back of our draft so far. Hawkinson, love that tight end pick. Then you went on a rip of running on wide receivers, and what I love about this is what you're really banking on is 2 of the 4 are going to have a good week. And I think that's a good group between Williams, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Jordan Addison, and Quentin Johnston. I thought Jorge had a really good draft through the first 8 rounds. P. Ryan, I'm not crazy about it. It's okay. I thought McKinnon and Algier were actually I actually liked them more than P. Ryan maybe. The problem I had is you didn't get a quarterback. You waited too long. Russell Wilson, even if he has a bounce back year, you're probably looking towards the waiver wire to pick up a quarterback. Doesn't mean that a good one doesn't become available, but I thought that you could have actually not taken P. Ryan, drafted a quarterback there, and you still would have gotten McKinnon and Algier. That was the where you missed. Love the Eagles' defense. Love the draft overall. I think KJ Osborne could be a steal. Bass, good numbers. So Jorge, I think you've had the best draft of anyone we've evaluated so far. Let's look at Ben Barnes. Nick Chubb, like the pick. Amon-Ra St. Brown, like it. Jahmyr Gibbs, I like it. Allen, I'm not as big on him, but I understand why, given you needed the second wide receiver. Then a rip on running back, smart, but it meant you probably took a wide receiver 1 round too late. You probably could have taken a wide receiver in round 7. You didn't need to take 3 running backs after you already had 2. So I thought that was just getting a little bit greedy. Wasn't exactly a good planning play. Freiermuth, good tight end pick. Mayer, good tight end pick. But again, the fact that you didn't take a quarterback maybe when you did, or you could have taken something else, another wide receiver, I think that's what hurt you. Only 3 wide receivers in the entire draft. Not a good position. Then again, wide receiver, you can get guys off the waiver wire, so just something you can consider. Yeah, the non-snake threw us all off. That's on me. My fault on that one. But good research for those who may not do a non-snake. Good research. Elliot, we'll see you tomorrow. That said, let's look at my team. Bijan Robinson, Breece Hall, hoping those 2 youngsters can stay healthy for a full season. Probably won't happen. Aaron Jones was my 3rd running back, and I then didn't take another running back until Mitchell. I waited too long on running back. That's a mistake on me. I probably should have loaded up on another running back instead of maybe DJ Moore, maybe Christian Kirk. Pick one of those 2, not both of them. That said, Devontae Smith I like. Really love that I got Zay Flowers. Tight end, I was feeling the stress, so I got Dalton Kincaid. He could end up being a nice pick. Pairing him with Cole Kmet, not bad. Got my defense maybe 1 round earlier than everyone else. Allowed me to get the defense I really wanted. I think Rice could end up being a steal. I think McManus is actually my favorite kicker of the group outside of maybe the top 2 or 3. And I did get another running back just because I needed that position. Team 8, Kelsey, Jacobs, Higgins, and Fields. Man, you're really hoping that last year kind of plays itself out identically this year. Don't think it will. I think you're taking some flyers on Tua, Michael Thomas, Sutton, and Lazard. Interesting, but I'm not crazy about Team 8 overall. They're a very boom or bust kind of team. Frost took Hill, Devontae Adams, 2 good wide receivers to start, then Lamar Jackson. Mixon and Connor aren't actually a bad 1-2 running back combination to draft at 4 and 6, given you waited on it. Tony, hopefully he's healthy. If he is, good pick. Bateman might also be a nice one there. Tight end between Dulcich and Pitts, you might have something. Mooney could be a nice steal in the 12th round. Team 10, Barkley and Pierce is your running backs. I actually think that's a pretty good 2 combination. You got Garrett Wilson. I like that. Jalen Hurts. I was surprised that running backs went as strongly as they did in the 3rd round. But Hurts, can't argue with it. He is an MVP candidate, I would consider, this year. Pacheco, that's a nice pick in round 6. Gibson might be a nice pick in round 8. Waller, okay. Those are good picks at the tight end position. Quarterback, Daniel Jones, just interesting. I thought Sky Moore was a nice pick as well. What round do you think I can get Jared Goff? I'd wait on Jared Goff probably until like when you need a second quarterback. So maybe even like the 10th, 11th round, maybe even the 12th. You could get him late. I think in this draft he went pretty late. He went in the 9th round here. We had a run on quarterbacks maybe a bit earlier than we should. So I would say probably the 10th or 11th round is appropriate for Jared Goff. Team 11, Taylor at the top, but didn't get another running back to Penny in the 9th round. Don't like that. Waddle and Metcalf, really good wide receivers, but loaded up on too many wide receivers. That's where I think Team 11 failed. Ultimately, I think Joe Warren had a good draft. Given that he was in the absolute worst position in this draft, I think he did a good job on it. Henry and Etienne, that's a really good 1-2 running back combo. Samuel and Hopkins, not bad for given where you were picking. I think Dalvin Cook could be a steal. Lockett, if he stays healthy, he could have good numbers. It's just about the targets that he's going to get. Could he be the odd man out in that wide receiver group? A.J. Dillon, you know he's going to get some touchdowns in the red zone. Brandon Cooks could actually be a really good pick with the Dallas Cowboys. Jared Goff is your quarterback. I actually like that, waiting on a good quarterback and getting him in round 9. Tight end is probably where you probably missed. You were just a little late on the tight end run. Your defense is the Steelers. Okay, good. You waited on that position again. You're in a tough spot because you're riding the wave after every draft, after everyone else drafts. So that's our fantasy football mock draft for today, Saturday, July 29th. That is our fantasy football mock draft for Saturday, July 29th. Make sure you guys are following us. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you hit the like button on the video. And make sure you join us every single day. But Fumble Sports is live every single day. And we do a mock draft every day. So if you want to get in on our mock draft, make sure you hit us up on Instagram. DM us, But Fumble Sports on Instagram. And we will share a link with you guys so you can participate in our fantasy football mock draft every single day. Now, with that said, we have given out a lot of picks today, and I need to go put them on our website so you can go review them. There isn't a baseball game starting until 3:07, so plenty of time, about an hour for you guys to check out those picks. Make sure you go to our website. Make sure you go to buttfumblesports.com. It's on your screen right now. Go to buttfumblesports.com, and we will give out all of our picks. I'm going to go post that blog right this second. So, if you want all of our MLB game picks, our player prop bets, all of our picks across sports, make sure you go check them out right now on our website, buttfumblesports.com. Appreciate all of you guys joining us. Make sure you guys are following us. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're part of this wonderful Butt Fumble Sports community. We will be live tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern, because if it's 12 p.m. on the East Coast, Butt Fumble Sports is here on TikTok Live, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, talking sports with you, real sports fans from all around the country, all around the world. Appreciate the support that you guys show us every single day, and a big shout out to my producer behind the scenes, doing a great job. Appreciate all of your help. For all those who join the show, you know how we end it every day. I hope you guys stay healthy. I hope you stay safe. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon and evening, and I hope you cash a ton of tickets tonight. And by the way, yes, the big fights for UFC and boxing are going down. Cannot wait to rant about those later tonight. We will see you guys tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern, talking sports like we do every day. But until then, have a great evening, everybody. Cash some tickets.